Hi, my name's Andrea. Today we're doing a hip-focused yin practice, and we'll be holding the shapes for approximately 1 minute. But if this is too long for you, you can always come out earlier, so adapt to what feels right to you. Let's start by coming into a seat to connect to our breath, and I'm recommending a blanket for the practice. And for the seated, you can come up and sit to it. Maybe have your legs crossed or however you like to sit that's comfortable for you. Letting your hands drop into your lap or into your knees. And just take a little deeper breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Letting your shoulders soften. One more time, take a little deeper breath in. Release the breath as you exhale through the mouth. Soften your shin down, feeling the back of the neck lengthening. And one last time. Deepest breath in you've taken all day. And release. And just take a moment to turn your awareness inwards. Notice the connection between your seat and the floor or the support. Notice if you can press down onto your seat a little bit so you're lengthening the heart, lengthening the top of your head. And then soften into your seat. So you have both this active seated posture, allowing you to sit tall, and then feel that you can relax and soften into your seat simultaneously. Notice where in the body where you can connect to your breath. Maybe it's in your chest, maybe it's in your abdomen. And for the next 3 breaths, follow your inhalation and follow your exhalation. Maybe slow down the last breath a little bit. And from here, we're softly going to come to open the eyes. And we're going to set up for the first shape, where we'll be coming over to all fours. We're going to step the right foot forward, and then we're going to keep the left knee down. And here, check in with your left knee to see if you need any support. You can always take your blanket, put it under your knee. And you want to feel a stretch here on the front of the left thigh, so the long hip flexor muscle, also called the psoas muscle. And use your hands as support. Maybe you have your palms down, maybe you have your fingers down. Press down so that your arms can be what holds you here. And then make sure that you can relax your hips as much as possible. If you're feeling this stretch in the front of the thigh, that's good. But if you're also feeling that you're having weird sensation or a kind of numb kind of pain or something going on in the front of your hip here, then you're just in compression, and then you can let the right knee just drop a little bit out to the side. Maybe you come into this little bit more twisted version. So this could be another option for you. Maybe you have your hands down, but you let the knees fall out. It's totally fine as well. So what you do with the right knee really doesn't matter as long as you're coming into the stretch for the front of the left thigh. And then see if you can soften here. You may be needing a little bit of muscle activation from your arms. Maybe if you like, drop your head down. Tap into your breath. Maybe you can soften a little bit between the shoulder blades, the muscles of your face. And then connect back into your breathing. Maybe see if you can slow down the breaths a little bit here. And we're going to take 3 more breaths. And then slowly in your time, release out of the shape. We'll just take a few moments before we come over to the other side. So you can choose here if you want to come back into a child's pose, maybe resting your seat back towards your heels, softening your head down towards your hands. You can also choose to extend your arms if this feels better for you. Taking 2 more breaths. And then slowly begin to transition over into the other side. We're going to step the left foot forward this time. And once again, checking in with the knee. Since the knee is a joint, there's nothing for us to stretch there. We just want to make sure it's protected. So the blanket could be a good option for that. And then check in to see that you're feeling the front of the right thigh. And then check in to see if you have a compression point here, if you want to prefer the twist. And some of you may prefer to keep the knee more forward. Feel if you want to come up on your fingertips or stay on your hands. Dare to play around a little bit in the shape. So make sure it's not static. The first kind of half a minute is usually a bit of discovery and exploration before you may be committing fully to stillness where you're feeling the stretch in the front of the thigh. And there, maybe, if you like, close your eyes, tap into your breathing. See if you can soften a little bit into the hips. And take 3 more breaths here. And then slowly in your time, begin to release out of the shape. Once again, if you like, come back into a child's pose. If child's pose isn't comfortable for you, I just want to give you another option, and that is to come forward and coming to lay down onto your belly instead. So see what works and what resonates for your body as you just come to a place for a moment where you can completely relax and soften, especially the muscles that you just stretched quite deeply. Maybe take a little deeper breath in, sigh it out. Soften your arms, your shoulders, between the shoulder blades. If you're laying on your belly, place your hands on either side of the shoulders, press your seat back towards your heels through child's pose. And then from child's pose, let's roll up into a seat. And we're going to come to extend our legs forward to set up for a stretch for the back of the legs this time. So let's start by bringing the right knee in, letting the right knee fold open. And once again, check in with your knee. If there's any pain around the knee joint here, take that blanket support underneath. Turn your chest a little bit so you're facing the left leg. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to fold over the left side. And you may start feeling it in the back of the left leg. And at some point, you may even add to round the back, round the spine. You may drop the shin in towards the chest if you like. Then you're also getting a stretch for your neck. But most and foremost, we're also getting a nice prolonging for the lower back here. So we're really working all the big and dense fascia and muscle groups around the hips. Your arms are what can help you here to make sure that you're not coming too far down. So you can always push your hands a little bit away if you feel like it's too much. Usually too much is when we are unable to relax and soften into it. So check in with yourself to see if where you are is a good place where you can really allow most of your muscle groups to soften and relax into the stretch. Let your belly come out. Arms, your shoulders. Muscles around your face. I'm going to take 5 more breaths here. See if you can really slow the breaths down. Next time you inhale, slowly rise up into a seated. Take a moment here to extend the right leg. Maybe lean back onto your hands for a moment. Puff up the chest if that feels good. We're going to come over to the other side. Draw the left knee in this time. Let the left knee fall open. Once again, supporting under the knee. This is what's appropriate for your knee joint. And then turning over, facing the right leg. And as you slowly begin to fold forward, noticing where the sensation arises. Maybe it's in the back of the leg, maybe it's around the hip or your back. See how deep, how far you want to go. Letting your back round and melt a little bit into the position. If you like, maybe take a little deeper breath in again. Sigh it out. And if you can, slow down the breath even more. I'm going to guide a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale for our last 5 breaths here. We'll start by exhaling completely, and you follow along if that feels comfortable for you. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale and exhale. And last final breath here. Inhale and exhale. And slowly in your time, begin to rise up back into a seated shape. Once again, take a moment, maybe lean back onto your hands, extending the left leg. If you like, puff up the chest to just do a counter movement. Maybe drop your head back. And we're going to set up for a big glute stretch. So this time we'll bend the front knee, bring the left knee forward, and then the back leg is straight. And you can adapt here. Some may prefer to bring that left foot a little bit more forward. Others will bring it more back. And you want to make sure here that your knee is okay. So any pain around the knee, make sure that you adapt to maybe bring that foot closer in towards you, play around a little bit with variation here. And then start by coming forward, and already here, notice where you're feeling it. So we're looking for sensation around the seat muscles on the left side. And maybe this is enough. Maybe this is where you stay for the next minute or so. Maybe if there's space, you come down to your elbows. Maybe this is more than enough, or a good place for you to be. And if you're still not feeling so much, perhaps you allow your forehead to soften down to the back of your hands or all the way down to the ground. Notice here where you can soften the back of your head, shoulders, hips, thighs and calves. Feeling into your breath. Maybe imagining for each exhale You allow yourself to soften a little deeper into the shape. You'll take 3 more breaths here. And slowly in your time, begin to transition out of the shape, stepping back. And you can choose either into a child's pose, resting your seat back towards your heels, or if you prefer to come to lay down onto your belly, whatever feels most restful for you. And if you're on your belly, begin transitioning through child's pose. And then we're going to come to step the right knee forward, folding the right foot in, setting up for the glute stretch on the other side. Once again, checking to see where you want to place the foot. And if there's a lot of space between your hips and the floor, you can always use your blanket here as well. And check in again to see that you're getting a sensation on the right side. Maybe you start by coming down a little bit forward, feel into it here. And then in your time, transition into the place where you can stay in stillness for a little bit of time and focus on relaxing into the shape. And the breath breathing you. I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. And then slowly in your time, begin to release out of the shape, stepping back once again to a shape of your choice. Maybe it's child's pose, maybe it's something else. Take a little deeper breath in. And maybe sigh it out if that feels good. Now we're going to transition coming up into a seat. And we're going to extend the legs. And opening the feet and legs out to the sides. And it doesn't have to be very long. It can be a 90-degree or even less. And you can relax the legs as much as you can. And then from here, begin to fold forward. And this time we want to work on the muscles on the inside of the legs. And so maybe it's coming down, just placing your hands slightly in front, softly folding forward. And you can also here, if you like, round the back, round the spine. So you may also be getting a little bit of a stretch for your back. Maybe coming down onto the elbows if this is available. And really make sure that you're not passing any points where you're starting to hurting or it's too much pain to relax. Really Play the edge of the muscles smart. Come to the first edge where you're feeling and meeting the tension, and then soften and relax there. Breathing into that and allowing time to do the work. Allow the shape to do the work. Notice if you can find one more place in your body where you can soften a bit more. Maybe around the cheeks, muscles around the eyes. Take 3 more breaths here. And then slowly begin to transition back up into a seat. Take a moment here, letting your legs come together. And then we're going to transition, coming to lay down onto the back. Take a moment to just hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you rock a little side to side, giving the lower back a massage. And then letting your feet drop to the floor. We're going to place the left foot on top of the right knee. Flex the left foot, letting the left knee drop open to the side. And then begin to draw the right knee towards the chest. And you can either interlace your hands behind the knee or behind the thigh. And we're once again looking for the stretch for the big muscle groups around the seat. And if you're not feeling so much, you can always draw the right knee a little closer in towards you. And if you're still not feeling so much, you can always drop the right knee a little bit over to the right side. So just a few centimeters can make a huge difference, so that you're connecting to the muscles around the left side of the seat. And take 3 more breaths here. And then let the right foot come down to the ground. Release the left foot from the knee. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And let the knees drop over to the right side. You can scooch the hips a little back to center, and we'll open the left arm out to the left side into a twist. If you like, you can turn the head as well to the left side, so away from the knees. Maybe if you like, take a little deeper breath in. As you sigh it out, feel all the muscles softening into the support underneath. Imagining your entire body coming heavier into the rotation. Softening your shoulders, your hips, your thighs. And take 3 more breaths here. And slowly begin to roll back to center. Bring your hips back to center into alignment with your spine if they are a little bit on the side. We're going to place the right foot on top of the left knee this time. Begin to draw the left knee towards the chest. Interlace the hands behind the left knee or behind the left thigh, whatever you prefer. And once again, checking in to see that you're getting a stretch on the right side of the hips, the glute muscles, And if you're not, softly pull the left knee in towards you. Just make sure your head can still relax down. Your arms may be needing to have a little bit of activation, but as much as you can, relax and soften all the muscles that you don't need to use. And you also have the option, if you like, to tip a little bit over to the left side. Sometimes this helps to connect deeper into the muscles around the hips if we're not feeling it when we're completely straight. Feeling into your breath. And slowly begin to release. Release the left foot down, release the right foot from the left knee. Draw the knees in towards the chest, and then let the knees fall over to the left side. Once again, for the twist, you can scooch the hips a little back to center. Open the right arm out to the right side in a comfortable angle. If you did so on the other side, tipping the head over to the opposite side from the knees. If you like, take a little deeper breath in. Soften the breath out. So let your body soften as much as you can into the shape. Allowing the floor to support you. Taking 3 more breaths. And slowly begin to roll back over into your spine. Shift the hips back to center. And extend the legs for a moment. And if you like here, you can pause the video if you want to have a longer Shavasana. And if you feel that you're finished with your practice at this point, maybe let your hands rest onto your body for a moment. Maybe one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the heart. And just take 3 slow breaths. Feeling into the body. Feeling the effect of the practice into your body. And then let your knees draw in towards your chest. Hug them in for a moment. Coming to roll over into one side. Take a moment on the side. And then when you're ready, press down to come to sit. Coming to a cross-legged or however you like to close. Maybe letting your palms meet in front of your heart. Thank yourself for investing your valuable time in practicing, and thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.